Please describe your job title and primary duties.
My job title was a sales representative, and my primary duties was basically to sell cars, to close the deal on selling a car with the customer, and to sell the car to the customer.
What was the work environment like?
Sometimes it was very hectic, and sometimes it was more call center type work where we was calling customers on the phone. But most of the time, it's like you have certain weekends where people come in when we have big sales, and so you have a crowd, and you don't have enough salesperson most of the time to handle the people that's on the lot. So you end up trying to work one customer as quick but proficient as possible, to get the deal done and then go to the next one.
How would you describe the application and interview process?
Application process, basically, they want to know a little bit about your background, about your sales experience. Like me, I was in retail before I went there. So my retail experience, I wanted to do something that was dealing with a bigger amount of money, where I could make more money at. And so someone talked to me about the car business, and I actually went and filled out the application. The process wasn't hard. The interview was kind of harder because you talked to a couple different management levels. For the last manager you talk to is the general manager. He makes the decision right then whether he want to hire you or not.
What questions did the interviewer ask during the job interview?
Uh, basically, do you think you can sell cars? That was one of them. Because if you never sell cars before, it's totally different from selling anything else. You're talking about retail clothes or something like that. You're talking about maybe $100 to, $50,000. So that's a big difference. To get someone to come out their pocket with that type of money. Especially on the spot right then, because normally when you get somebody who walk on the lot, you want to sell them the car right then. So that was one of the things that I can tell you that was probably the biggest thing.
What should an applicant wear to the job interview?
Dress very nice. I would say a nice shirt, tie, if possible a suit, for a man. A female, that nowadays there are more female sales people in the sales business, for as car salesmen. And it used to be mostly men selling cars, but now you have women who come in and they sell just as good as the men. Matter of fact, most women could be better than a man's salesman. The ones I train and stuff. I actually had a chance to do training too. So I would say women wear a nice dress and the men wear more of a suit type. Because appearance is one of the biggest things that they look at.
How were you notified that you received the job?
Actually, I think maybe it took, within that week, I knew that I had the job. It didn't take a second interview. All the interviews are normally done. You talk to everybody you need to talk to that first day. It's not like a first, second, and third interview. That first interview, you talk to maybe two different positions of management. Your immediate management, and then you talk to the general manager. And basically, they know that day whether they're going to hire you or not. You may not get the call for a week, but that day they already know.
What other advice would you give to a job seeker looking to gain employment?
At Toyota, learn about the product. Learn about the product. If you go in there and you know about the product, you will get some eye. You will open some eyes if you go in there and you tell them that you already know about the Toyota product. You like the Toyota product. You can't sell nothing that you don't like. So I think that's one of the biggest things.